Zhou Kao gets absolutely slammed into the arena floor, knocked completely cold in an instant as the announcer declares Xu Jingming the official winner of the match. Immediately after this brutal display, the crowd goes absolutely wild over the effortless one-shot victory, cheering in awe of the monster that is the Thunder Emperor. Meanwhile, up in the VIP stands, Xu Ping admits he expected Zhou Chao's flight tactics to buy more time, but even he is forced to marvel at the terrifying precision of Xu Jingming's energy control. However, our boy isn't the only powerhouse on the field today, as Jing Yu's captain Wang Qi soon steps up for his own match while encasing his fist in massive, spiky stone armor. With one brutal punch, Wang Qi quickly launches his opponent across the arena and easily secures his own victory. As the stadium erupts in cheers for the Jing Yu captain, Wang Qi looks on with a confident smirk, clearly trying to make a bold statement to his rivals. Observing this, Shen Dongling points out that this was a direct, public challenge. But Xu Jingming remains completely unfazed, casually declaring that Wang Qi is simply no match for him anyway. But just then, Coach Yang Zhentian pulls him aside to reveal that several top-tier martial arts halls and massive guilds have sent exclusive recruitment invitations, asking if he wants to meet with them privately. Instead of showing any interest in the politics, Xu Jingming immediately tells his coach to reject every single one of them, which doesn't surprise the coach in the slightest. At the time, Yao Feng is totally baffled, wondering why their captain wouldn't at least hear out what these massive organizations are offering, but Xu Jingming simply replies that he has no use for them right now. This is because, secretly, he knows that with his insanely broken Deep Blue system and the elite backing of his university, he doesn't need to sell his soul to any outside faction to get ridiculously strong. Later that night, after the excitement of the arena has died down, Xu Jingming and Song Chu-kyu are strolling down a quiet street together. Suddenly, they find their path blocked by a mysterious blonde woman who introduces herself as Irene, a representative from the ultra-wealthy William family of the United States. Skipping the pleasantries, Irene immediately makes a massive proposal. If our boy is willing to abandon his great Xia citizenship and defect to her family, they will give him absolutely everything his heart desires. However, Xu Jingming remains highly skeptical of the pitch, openly questioning if her family actually has the power to back up such a ridiculous boast. In response, Irene smugly drops their terrifying credentials, bragging that the William family boasts 3 Tier 9 martial saints, controls 10 ancient ruins, and holds a third of the global council seats. Hearing about 3 Tier 9 martial saints actually makes Song Chu-kyu break a sweat, realizing they are dealing with a faction of unfathomable global power. Sensing her advantage, Irene pushes her luck even further, promising him access to SS rank, SSS rank, and even mythical resources that exist way beyond SSS rank. She then adds that he will understand how vast the world is once his level rises, and casually mentions they can also supply him with as many beautiful young girls as his heart desires. But upon hearing the mention of other women, Song Chu-kyu immediately turns to shoot Irene an absolutely deadly, soul-crushing glare. Noticing this intense gaze, Irene playfully apologizes to the territorial girlfriend for being so blunt. However, Xu Jingming doesn't hesitate for a second to set things straight, firmly shutting down the offer by declaring he has zero interest in betraying his homeland and telling her to save her breath and never bother him again. Realizing she has absolutely nothing left to offer, Irene ultimately walks away empty-handed, leaving the happy couple to continue their night in peace. Once she is alone on the street, she lets out a frustrated sigh, thoroughly annoyed that her masterclass recruitment pitch completely flopped. Because of this failure, she immediately calls her handler to report the situation, explaining she couldn't even use her mental manipulation skills on Xu Jingming because his soul is protected by the powerful aura of a Tier 9 martial saint. Hearing this, her handler gets pissed, immediately asking if they can bypass the talking and skip straight to Plan B to take him out permanently. But Irene quickly shuts that down, pointing out that an assassination is completely impossible because the target is being watched 24/7 by a Tier 8 Grandmaster, and sure enough, we see Vice Principal Ling Shuang hovering in the night sky, watching over them like a hawk. With Ling Shuang keeping a vigilant watch from above, any attempt on Xu Jingming's life would be nothing short of an instant suicide mission. So, realizing they have zero chance of getting to him for now, the handler reluctantly orders Irene to pull back and call off the mission. The next day, the action shifts back to the stadium as the announcer welcomes everyone to the 4th round of the team matches, which this time features Magic City Ability University against Suhong Ability University. Shortly after, both teams walk onto the grand stage under the roaring cheers of the massive crowd. Because of Suhang's high reputation, the spectators are buzzing with excitement, noting that since Suhang placed 4th last year, they might actually have what it takes to force the legendary Thunder Emperor to show his true power today. To kick things off, Feng Lei gets the crowd hyped as he counts down and officially starts the highly anticipated battle. But instead of playing it safe against such a top 4 school, Xu Jingming ignores his team and immediately charges straight into the enemy ranks alone. As a result, the crowd is stunned, questioning if he is being way too arrogant by pulling the exact same reckless one-man stunt 2 days in a row. Naturally, the Suhang team takes his solo charge as an absolute insult, and their leader furiously declares they aren't some cheap pushovers like Baishan University. To prove their point, their primary elementalist immediately unleashes his trump card, sending a giant, terrifying snake of purple electricity crackling straight toward our hero. However, Zhu Jingming is completely unimpressed to face another lightning user, casually noting that the guy's purple spark is a joke compared to his own golden energy before unleashing his power. The two elemental attacks clash violently in the center of the arena, sending massive shockwaves through the air. But the power gap is just too absurd, and Xu Jingming's golden lightning instantly overpowers the purple beast, swallowing it whole. Seeing this play out, the spectators completely lose their minds, realizing Suhang's strongest spell couldn't even penetrate Xu Jingming's passive defensive barrier. The Suhang captain panics as he realizes they have to go all in, deciding they must take down Xu Jingming immediately before the rest of the Magic City team can join the fight. He quickly commands his support player to cover them with defensive barriers as they prepare for one last desperate rush. Putting everything on the line, the entire Suhang squad charges forward together with their weapons raised. But it is completely futile, as Xu Jingming casually calls down a cascade of golden lightning that instantly shatters their defensive shields to pieces. With the enemy team completely defenseless and in shock, Xu Jingming mockingly notes that relying on his lightning magic is basically bullying, inviting them to show him what they can do in a pure physical clash instead. Refusing to back down in the face of his mockery, the Suhang captain screams for a synchronized full-team assault. All 5 members of the Suhang squad instantly swarm Xu Jingming from every direction, hoping to overwhelm him with sheer numbers. Yet, our hero doesn't even blink. Instead, he casually spins his spear in a perfect defensive circle, flawlessly parrying every single weapon at the exact same time. Seeing this, the spectators are flabbergasted, joking that the Suhang team is literally treating Xu Jingming like a legendary raid boss, and failing miserably to even scratch him. Then, shifting smoothly into counterattack mode, Xu Jingming brutally knocks out one of his opponents with a clean, devastating physical strike of his spear. Yao Feng and Gu Wan finally arrive on the scene to back up their captain and wrap things up. Upon seeing the rest of the Magic City squad arrive, the Suhang captain breaks into a cold sweat, realizing their only window of opportunity has completely vanished. Watching the pathetic display from the stands, Wang Qi scoffs in disgust, calling the Suhang team absolute trash for failing to even force Xu Jingming to reveal a single S-class skill.